Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the ICC Illuvium Community Council discussion panel right here. These three lads have come up to talk with me and with each other today, and with you, the viewer, to answer some questions that I got prepared for them and just give you a little bit more insight in the candidates. We already have done this with IMC, so now it's the ICC's turn. Voting has already started. So all you need to know about voting, you will find it in the Illuvium Discord. Feel free to check it out there. But basically, the main rule is you have to have ILV coins staked in order to be able to vote. Without further ado, we have some questions for our candidates right here, and we're going to have another panel with the rest of the candidates. Probably you will see it right after this one. I'm probably want to upload them right when it's happened. Let's jump into the question. So the first one is a quick introduction of yourself, and we're going to give you around 2 minutes for that. So, Najaf, let's start with you.
All right. So yeah, I'm Najaf. I've been making content for Illuvium for a while. Unless you're brand new to this community, you probably know who I am. I've been on YouTube, the Discord. I've been on 2 epochs of the council already. So the strategy sub council, what was that? Epoch 8, Epoch 9. I was on the this council, the ICC, and then Epoch 9. Epoch 10, I took a little break because I actually got a part-time job as a core contributor with Illuvium, so I couldn't do both. Then I lost that job when they went through, a lot of, they were laying people off. And now I'm getting back into the council. Didn't make the IMC, and that's all right, but I'm going to get back on this IC, get back involved with the community. And yeah, and again, like I've been on the team before, so I get a lot of the insider, knowledge and information that I think I can bring to this council that is going to be pretty unique. But yeah, that's my intro there.
Thank you, Najaf. And now we're gonna move on to Winnie right here, and he's gonna have the same 1 to 2 minutes to introduce himself.
Hello, everyone. Hello, friends. I am Vinny. I am from Russia. I'll be part of the Illuvium project since the very beginning. Over time, I've grown from a regular player into a passionate and dedicated fan. I own land in the game, hold IVL tokens, lead the Monarch Guild, and serve as a community manager for DMC Sports. I'm also run a YouTube channel where I'll try to create education content for the Russian-speaking community. Leviathan mod is a specialty close to my heart. I am not just a player, but also a tester activity contributing to its development. I care deeply about ensuring that the mod protect the interest of investors, both those who invest money and those who invest time. It should be engaging, stable, and free of bugs. My main goal is to support the growth of Illuvium and strengthen its connection with the community. I'm always open to communicating with players, gathering feedback, and standing up for the interests of both everyday players and long-term investors. While I struggle to understand spoken English, I'll be actively helping the community in chats for a long time. If I'm elected to the council, I connect a paid neural network that will translate my speech in real time into multiple language for maximum productivity and better communication with the community. I believe what in today's world it's crucial to embrace modern technology. Blockchain should not be a place what created language barriers. It should be where first barrier disappear. It's all.
Great, good stuff. And last up, we got Quants right here.
Hello, guys. You hear me?
Yes.
I don't know. So I'm Quants. I think few people recognize me because I was pretty active in the Discord channel since the beginning, and I'm always there talking and maybe shit talking with people. My history: I was working for 20 years is a national broadcasting channel, like Channel 5 in Italy or Italia 1. I made several programs for the primetime television as an executive producer. So my knowledge is about organizing stuff and doing things in the back while people show their face on the camera, right? So I'm not a camera guy. I'm much more like a producer. I'm deeply engaged in Illuvium since the far beginning, and as Paz knows, we started doing events pretty much the same time in the closed beta when we did this thing in Overworld that was pretty fun with hundreds of people joining us and joining the past events. So we had a lot of time. And when Gauntlet comes, we were the first to do the first try, right? And it is what it is. I'm here to support people and to understand what is the real connection between the players and the devs, because until now I'm lacking to see any kind of a real connection. I would like to see people that are constantly into our Discord and talking with people and having a direct connection rather than typing things on the chat. And I would love to see the coming back of massive Illuvium events with hundreds of people on Discord, because it was really fascinating to see a lot of people playing together and laughing and doing things rather than play the game alone without connecting with people. And I'm here, so whatever you need, I'm here.
Great
What's
stuff.
up? Yeah.
All right, we're gonna move to the next question, or to the first question. This was the introduction, and it's an easy one just to get into it, but I think it's an important one too, to have yourself aligned. So how will you stay in touch with the community and gauge their sentiment? You have 1 minute for that. Let's run it backwards and start with Quant.
I mean, I think the real important topic here is to gather people together. So to create connection, to be to be aligned with people, you need to listen to people, you need to talk with people, and we need to stay on the same room, if you pass me the terminology, and stay present every day. I mean, the constant present of the people makes connection rather than just chat and or make polls or whatever. I would love to see people daily connecting to the Discord and discussing, asking, answering, and to be present. We need to be present on the Discord because it's the only channel that we have to communicate right now.
Yes.
This is my opinion.
All right, then we have Winnie next. How would you stay in touch with the community and gauge their sentiment? You have 1 minute.
Thank you. I actively participate in discussion within the official Illuvium Discord. I receive a lot feedback and input through personal conversation with the Russian-speaking community in both Telegram and Discord. I am also regularly engaged with participants or dreamers esport tournaments, gathering their opinions and suggestions. I believe what the best way to truly understand the community is to be actively involved in its daily life. I am online every day and have been consistently engaged for several years. It's all.
Good stuff. And then we have Jeff right here.
Yeah, I think the Discord is the obvious, way to communicate here. That's where a lot of the core community is. But I think, stretching out to other social media, like especially X, but also YouTube is very important. Over the years, like Quant said, years ago, there used to be hundreds and hundreds of people in the Discord all the time. And there's a lot of people that still believe in Illuvium and want to see a future and want to get back into it, but they might not be in the Discord every day. So having these discussions on a platform like X, I think, is very important as well. I'm also, running a GameFi Rundown podcast that I've done for a while. Paz has actually been a co-host with me for a while. So having discussions on there about what's going on in the council is going to be important. Engaging in that chat. But yeah, between X, YouTube, and being in the Discord chat, I think that's really what we gotta go to. And my DMs are always open. I'll respond to everybody, but I do think it's more important to have those discussions more public so other people can join in rather than just a ton of one-on-one discussions. But like I said, my DMs are always open. So if anyone has any questions, then feel free to DM me anytime. I'll get back to you as quick as I can. And that's good.
Sir. Great stuff. Next one, we have the next question, also 1 minute for this one. And it kind of ties into what Nightchef was ending here. So we're going to run it back again and start with him. How do you plan to balance community sentiment with long-term vision when they conflict? So I think many times we have seen minorities in Discord being loud about their preferences, but personally, I've had a hard time finding the real sentiment and also kind of calculating in people that are not speaking up and also acting for the betterment and for the best interest of the DAO as a whole, compared with like smaller community group sentiment. So how do you tackle that?
Yeah, again, just back to what I was saying before, X and YouTube versus Discord. A lot of people in the Discord have been there for a while. They're invested quite a bit, and their outlook is definitely valid. I think you should be listening to everybody, but sometimes, a small group of people can rally around something that might be good for that group, but not necessarily the best for the long-term vision of the project. And for example, it would be like Illuvium land and Illuvium Zero. And I'm personally a holder, and I've always been an advocate for Illuvium land. But when you look at priorities, prioritizing, the landholders right now may not be the best option for the long-term vision of Illuvium. If Illuvium or not, if when Illuvium survives and catches back on, then we can, expand out the team again and look more into the landholders and a lot of those smaller minority groups. But right now it's about, making sure the overall vision of Illuvium gets to where it needs to go first. And that's a lot of that is also just communicating to these people. Like some people believe so strongly that their ideas are what is best, and just explaining to them that, like, yeah, your ideas are valid. These are great ideas. But right now, our priorities should be in a different area. And then at some point, we can swing around back to these ideas. And yeah, that's pretty much what I got for that question.
Good answer. Next up, we got Winnie again in the middle. Do you want me to repeat the question or?
No, I ready. First, it's crucial to regularly gather feedback, both quantitative through surveys and qualitative through personal conversation and discussing. With helps to understand not only what the community wants, but also why. Second, transparency and openness are key principles of my work. The community should understand not just the decisions made, but also the reasons behind them, which reduces dissatisfaction and build trust. Third, I will see compromises and alternative approaches would address important community needs without sacrificing and the game's long-term stability. For example, with could involve phases implementation of certain changes.
Good stuff. And last up, Quant.
Uh, Yeah, I really agree with what Njaffe said about the multi-platform. It's very important. I was not talking strictly about only Discord, and I know that the platform are important to spread the words and to get people engaged. But the first thing that I came to my mind is to gather players because this is a game. Okay, it's a DAO. It's everything you want to say it, but to me, it's a game. And I want to talk to gamers. I don't want to talk to only investors or people that are curious. I would like to see gamers and I would like to talk with gamers that play the game because we must be like water, right? Like what you are drinking right now. we should be like water. So we should change if people tell us, hey guys, the game is not fun like this. We need to pivot into something more fun, and we should have the ability to to just pinpoint where the people want to go, what the people want to play, and adapt to them, not forcing them to play something that maybe they don't like to, right? So it's a place for everybody to say, hey, I like this game, I like this idea, I got something to say to get it better, please listen to me. And we need to be the connector between the two sides of the equation, right? Who make the game and who play the game. And we are right in the middle. Am I right? That's
Yes,
all.
sir. Great answers, guys. I really gotta hold back to not jump in. It's been really good so far, and now we're gonna go into the discussion panel. So now everybody can speak up a little bit about the topic. It's a surprise question, so they were not able to prepare for this. And the question is, or the topic is, during the bear market, Illuvium sentiment has been at an all-time low many times. And what would you change to rebuild trust with the community? I think this is one of the most important things. It ties into everything with onboarding and like having a good atmosphere when people come and sustaining what we have. And yeah, I think it's very important, and it has been very hard, I think, to fight against the bear market. What's your idea, guys?
Illuvination, can I answer on your questions? I try.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like the developers lacked more communication with the community. We went a long time without any updates, and food started spreading online. In this time, really many people start food and Twitter. I'm about X. And second, the community also lacked activities. For example, right now we have a small airdrop. It's not big money, but people say, okay, it's fine. We have what's we can doing. What's the kinds of things were we missing? It's all.
Yeah. So what I'd like to say on this topic is just getting, building more of that community back up. A lot of what Quants was saying before, but this might seem biased coming from someone who is a content creator, but I think building back up that content creator program that TSG had running for a while, I think it'd be great. Because if you think back, 3-4 years ago, there was a ton of people making content. There was anytime you went on X, Discord, YouTube, you could find something new about Illuvium, and you could keep up with it that way for the people who are not always in the Discord. So building up that hype again around Illuvium, but also the transparency with the team.
Yeah.
Knowing what's coming and when it's coming, I think is important instead of just being in the dark. But also when we get timelines, for the team to stick to those timelines. Don't put out timelines that you can't hit, because that's one of the most frustrating things when the community sees, oh, in July we're getting this, and then July comes and it's like, oh well, now it's going to be in September. And then when you keep pushing things off, that you lose trust with the community that way. So when you say you're going to do something, make sure it gets done.
Yeah, for sure. If I can talk on top of this, I mean, it's better to talk less, but be very, very precise and be clear. If a man can be judged by his word if his word is worth something, because you cannot just talk and talk and talk and people will just lost the confidence in you if you keep talking and not bringing anything to the table. But back to what Paz was asking at the beginning about the bear market, and what I think is it could be beneficial to get back hype on Illuvium. I really like the fact that when we were stakers, active staking ILV, there was much more bonding, direct bonding, from my being a person and have token staked, so I get something from the stake, but I feel committed because I was a staker. Now you cannot tell people, come on, stake, because it's for the revenue distribution, but it's like fugazi because we don't know exactly when and how much money. Uh, I I was in DeFi from since day one, right? And DeFi was really related to, okay, you stake this, you get that. It's precise. It's not like a fugazi. Maybe someday you will get something. No. The staking is precise, is mathematic, is logic. So bringing back some sort of good staking, it will be beneficial for the Illuvium project. And another thing, I think that when multiplayer kicks in, it will be much more promising for a lot of people because people won't play together. We are not in the 80s. We are not playing Pac-Man. People want to play together, and the multiplayer it will be, to me, it will be a banger to get the attention that we deserve in the Web3 spaces.
Yeah.
What's
No, I agree. Getting people more together, getting the community together. Like you said, you can bond over whether you're staking. You can bond over different parts of the games. You can, bond over the auto battle. You can bond over the overworld. Even as a content creator, I could bond over, creating content because at some point there was a good 15, 20, 25 people making content all about Illuvium. I could reach out to anybody and be like, hey, want to hop on my podcast? And I could get people. And that's been a lot tougher recently. But having those connections, whether it's through the coin, the assets, the games, getting the community closer together would be important.
Guys, can I add something?
Yeah.
I want to add what whenever Kiran showed up on Twitter, a lot of people felt reassured. It gave them something to think about and lifted their spirits. I believe what public figures loved by the community should engage more often, for example, with more frequent town hall, especially during times when the community is feeling down.
Yeah. Town halls are very important too. Getting that communication out there, from directly from Kieran or Aaron, I think is more important too. There's been town halls that Rich has put on with some other people, which have been great in the podcast that they're running. Rich and Llama there has been great, but I think when you actually get Kieran's face and voice out there, I think that's probably the most important for the project.
100%. 100%. I mean, we need Kiran back into the room because it is the pure hyperman, right? When Kiran speaks, a lot of us just, even if years passes by and we are not like 3 years ago, right? And it all ticks and then we but it's still very important because it's the main face, and we need him to talk more often with us and show things to us directly on live, maybe playing the things, not make us playing the overworld multiplayer, but show us that he's playing multiplayer, right? So that bring up a lot of hype, in my opinion, just watching him play. Not even hey Kiran, give me the code. No, I want to watch you play. I want to just watch you play, right?
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yes, absolutely.
I have to agree too. That was the first thing when I came in, just seeing Kieran in an interview with Vetamore, and it's like he's hyping it up so much. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a long time ago.
I
yeah,
remember I started an interview with him calling him the hype man. He used to like, don't call me the hype man, but like he is. He's what
yeah.
everyone rallies around.
The good old times, yeah.
100%.
I hope we get back there. I really do.
Yeah. We can call this a little bit short if you guys want, because we're only 3 people. Thank you, by the way, very much for showing up. This has been really good. And we still have an outro to go anyway. So if there is something that you want to call back to from the conversation and from the questions that you forgot, or maybe let people know how to reach out to you, or just, give a last vision that you have, your priorities, whatever it is, you got it now, and you got 2 minutes, and we're going to start I'm not sure who finished, but Nightchef seems ready. So let's start with him.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean, thanks, Paz, for hosting this, and I hope you get a chance to get the other, I don't know, what, seven, I think seven more people, 6 or 7 going for this. It's been a great discussion here. I do want to finish off with saying that, I've been in this community since the beginning. I bought tokens, the ILB tokens from the TGE. They weren't even calling it a TGE back then. It's been a while, back in 2021. I've been through all the ups and downs, never left in the bear market. I've been here the whole time. I may not be as present in the Discord as I have been, earlier on, and I think most people are the same way. But I still hold the vast majority of the tokens that I have. Still hold all my land. Been in the top 100 for the Illuvium Beyond since week 1 of the first wave. I'm still invested. I'm still very connected to this community, and I believe in Illuvium, and I want to do my part to see it reach the potential that I know it can reach to. I've been on the council multiple epochs. I've been on the team as a core contributor. I think I could bring a lot to this council. I'm also very good with talking with people, even the trolls. I don't show any disrespect. I have good conversations with most people. So I think for the community council, I think I'd be a great pick. So I hope you vote for me. But if you vote for anyone else, I think we'll end up with a good council either way.
Good stuff. Next up, we got Winnie with the outro.
If elected to the council, I will continue doing what I have been doing for a long time, helping players, promoting ideas, and improving the game. However, I will now be able to dedicate it more time and resources to work even more effectively. My goal is to make Illuvium a place where every player and investor feels value and heard. I believe in the power of the community and intend to be actively involved in the project's development, especially in the Leviathan mod, which holds a special place in my heart.
Good stuff. And then we have Quant, last but not least.
Yeah, I mean, guys, I was thinking about at the beginning when we were playing like the survival things, and then when Ascended jumps in, kicks in, and I was really fascinated by the auto chess kind of gameplay. And then we had Viper, that was really a masterclass in auto chess. And then everything just tuned down and get some sort of, foggy, and then we got this gauntlet thing, and people get back into the game and say, "Oh, wow, this is cool." And I was witnessing the latest build, right, a few days ago. So with the bounding, finally the bounding back into the game, it's amazing, and the weapon system and the suit system, and if gauntlet go in the right direction, I think we will have a lot of even haters back in the game. And what we need to do when we have a lot of players, and Paz know it very well because it was one of the first to bring in tournaments, events into the ecosystem. We need to spend the money to do very big events. So to just gather attention from the outer space, not like just like this ramen money. I call it ramen money. It's not an offense, right? But it's not. It's nothing really. I mean, few $100 is nothing for people that play for 1,000 every day, right? Like people in Web 2 game. You wanna have players here. We're going to bring them a very triple A game and then do very big events. And I think Paz know what I mean when I say big. You remember Paz when we do events with 150 people? Well, there is nothing. I want an event with thousands of people, and then and Jaffe could have a good material to do whatever he wants, because when you have thousands of people, the content, it just came by itself. It just came natural, right? That's it.
Yes, sir. All right. With that, we're gonna close it, everyone. Thank you very much for coming. Everybody who's watching, don't forget, if you have Illuvium coins staked, you can vote for your ICC right now. But for completion sake, watch the other panel as well. And then you have seen all of these contestants, all of these nominees, also not only in text form, but also in voice form. So I think this is really important that we keep doing this. I'm glad Scoriox brought it back with the IMC, and I was able to jump in and do it with the ICC. So I'm happy for the opportunity. Thank you everybody for coming on, and good luck in the elections. You're all great candidates.
Thank you, Paz.
Thanks, Paz. Thanks, Paz. Good luck, everyone.
Thank you very much for call. Good luck, guys.